好意思，What's up？我现在不会来。他来了你们怎么样？是要聊天吗？去滑滑板怎么样？
太扯了，是 A 耶。对啊，很奇怪。我也是啊。因为感觉邮局一般县市也都有设啊。中央执行的，好奇怪。
你刚刚有滑板？
滑板？
他不是买滑板？
他推给我了，我看不到。
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Group 2. My name is Liang Yushen. This is Xu Yushen, Li Youhong, and Lai Yiqi. Today, our topic is managing the convention. This is our content. I'm in charge of introduction, warming up, vocabularies. Then Youhong and I will have a small conversation in scenario 1. Youhong will talk about preparation exercise. After that, Yiqi is responsible for discussion questions and activity 1. Finally, Yushen will talk about high and low context culture, make a brief conclusion, inside story, job assignment, and references. And then we will have a break time. After a break time, we will invite you to give us some comments. Then we will share our feedback with you. The most important, we will choose the best commentator. Let's move on to the next part, warming up. What types of conventions you would be interested in? I choose 3 types of convention that in our age may be interested in. First, comic convention. Comic convention is an event with a primary focus on comic books or comic book culture. Second, anime convention. Anime convention is an event with a primary focus on anime and Japanese culture. They feature a variety of activities, with large number of attendees may participate in cosplay than any other types of fans convention. Third, gaming conventions. Gaming convention is an event gathering centered on board games, video games, or role-playing games and any other types of games. The largest gaming convention is Spiel, a trade fair in Germany focused on German-style board games and role-playing games. In the next part, I will talk about some vocabularies in scenario 1. First, one-off. Please repeat after me.
One-off.
It means happening only once. The example is, I wonder whether it's possible to hire a few one-off helpers for the upcoming GRI convention. Please repeat after me. Second, exceed. Please repeat after me.
Exceed.
It means to be greater than a number or amount, or to go past an allowed limit. The example is, and I really don't want to exceed the budgeted expenses. Please repeat after me. And I really don't want to exceed the budgeted expenses. Third, expenditure. Please repeat after me.
Expenditure.
It means the act of using or spending energy, time, or money. The example is, I know you want to avoid unplanned and unnecessary expenditures. Please repeat after me.
I know you want to avoid unplanned and unnecessary expenditures.
Next, fork out. Please repeat after me.
Fork out.
It means to pay an amount of money, especially unwilling. The example is, so let's say if we have 20 people for 3 days, 8 hours a day, then we'll have to fork out. Please repeat after me.
So let's say if we hire 20 people for 3 days, 8 hours a day, then we will have to fork out.
Next, consult. Please repeat after me.
Consult.
It means to discuss something with someone before you make a decision. The example is, I'll need to consult Alan and see what he says. Please repeat after me.
I'll need to consult Alan and see what he says.
The final one is amendment. Please repeat after me.
Amendment.
It means a change or changes made to the words of the text. The example is, maybe he'll agree to a budget amendment. Please repeat after me. In the next part, Yo-Hong and I will present a small conversation in scenario 1 about one of convention helpers. Doreen is me, Mary is Yo-Hong.
Hello, Doreen.
Hi, Mary.
Can I borrow a minute of your time?
Yes, would you like to discuss something with me?
I wonder whether it's possible to hire one of helpers for the upcoming GRI convention.
It is possible, but do we have to? As you know, we are actually on a very tight budget, and I really don't want to exceed the budgeted expenses.
I understand that you don't want to go into the red, but we are short of staff, and if we don't recruit temporary helpers, we'll be in trouble. I mean, who's going to make name badges for our guests? Who's going to make sign-up sheet? Also, who's going to lead the post-convention tour?
But
I know you want to avoid and plan an unnecessary expenditure, but this is vital, and it won't cost us much money. We only need to give them the official minimum hourly wage. Currently, the minimum hourly wage in Taiwan stands at only 158 NT dollars.
okay, you're probably right. But let's say if we have 20 people for 3 days, 8 hours a day, then we'll have to fork out.
Not only for 3 days. Although it's a 3-day convention, we'll need those helpers at least 2 days before the convention. So it's 5 days.
Right, so in total, we'll pay approximately 100,000 NT dollars.
Yes, to be precise, is 126,400 NT dollars.
So I'm not quite sure whether we can afford it. I'll need to consult Alan and see what he says. Maybe he'll agree to a budget amendment.
Let's hope so. Thank you.
Not at all. In the next part, Yo-Hong will talk about preposition exercise. I will give the floor to Yo-Hong.
Thank you, Yushen. I'm Yo-Hong. Today we are going to talk about preposition exercise. So, my first sentence is, yes, would you like to discuss something blank me? So, does anyone know answer? 一致? Yeah, the answer is with. So the sentence is, yes, would you like to discuss something with me? Can you repeat after me?
Yes, would you like to discuss something with me?
Okay, great. And the next sentence is, as you know, we are actually planning a very tight budget. So does anyone know the answer? Yes, Jenny. Yeah, the answer is on. Sentence is, as you know, we are actually on a very tight budget. Please repeat after me.
As you know, we are actually on a very tight budget.
Good. Then the third question is, who's going to make name badges blank our guests? So does anyone know the answer? Yes, Wenshen.
4.
Yeah, the answer is 4. The sentence is, who's going to make name badges for our guests? So please repeat after me.
I mean, who's going to make name badges for our guests?
Okay, thank you. And the fourth sentence is, currently the minimum hourly wage in Taiwan stands blank only 158 NT dollars. So does anyone know? Oh, Ian.
At.
Yeah, it's at. Sentence is, currently the minimum hourly wage in Taiwan stands at only 158 NT dollars. Please repeat after me. Okay, thank you everyone. So this is the end of my part. Next, I will give the floor to Ichi.
Hello, my name is Liang, and Next part is discussion questions. So let's get started. And what is SOP? SOP is standard operating and procedure. The definition is set of step-by-step instructions complied by an organization to help workers carry out routine operations. It can achieve efficiency, quality output, and uniformity of performance. So there are three types of the situation, three types of emergency, and how to deal with this situation if we encounter. And first is medical emergency. Second is fire evacuation, and the final one is gas leaks. The first one is medical emergency, and the first number one is check the person for responsiveness, and we have to make sure this person is alive. The second is if the person isn't responsive, seek immediate help. Maybe you can find someone for help, or you can call 119. And third, begin CPR first until the ambulance is coming. The second is fire evacuation. First, open the fire extinguishers to put out fire. Second, get out and call 119. You have to be calm down and tell the fireman where you are located. The third, yell fire when you go outside, and don't use elevator. If it's break down, we will be closed in this elevator. And the final one, get low and go under the smoke to your exit and close doors behind you. It's because we have to avoid to inhaling the heavy smoke. The final one is gas leaks. First, open the doors and the windows to allow fresh air in. Second, turn off the electrical devices or the appliances, and also including don't switch the lights. Third, don't smoke or light the fire. It will cause an explosion. So, make a conclusion. If you encounter these situations, you have to be calm down and don't forget what you can do. The next part is activity 1. How to solve the unforeseen problems when it happens in the conventions. The first situation is the speakers drop out. We have to talk to the audience why the speakers didn't come in, and we have to also provide the refund policy. The second situation is natural disaster. For example, if we encounter the earthquake occurs during the meeting, we have to stay calm down and guide the participant to leave the buildings to be safety. The final situation is last minute change the topic of the speech. So in the beginning, we have to confirm the topic of the speech with the speakers. If the speakers need to change the topic or make any decision, you have to be agree with this decision so that he can implement in advance. Okay, this is my speech. I will give the floor to the Xu.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. I'm Yu Xuan, and thanks Yiqi for introducing us the activity 1 and this discussion questions. And today, I'm in charge of the high and low context culture of the way of taking pictures. So let's get started. Before I introduce, let's have a video first. And after the video, I will ask you the question. What do you see? About 15 seconds only. Okay, and I want to ask you, what do you see? Which one? Okay, Karuf, please.
There are some coral and seagrass, also some Nemos in the aquarium.
Oh, very good. And okay, Karuf says that there are some plants at the background and some fish in the ocean, right? So here is a very interesting research there are two researchers made this research. They separate American people and Japanese people into two different groups and play the video for them and ask them the same question. What did you see in this video? And interesting, American people will say that, oh, I see the swimming fast fish, like colorful thing, you know, the big fish in the picture. But Japanese people will say, oh, I noticed that there are some like plants or corals in this video. Especially when Japanese people says that, I can look into the whole environment, whole background to guess where the place it is or what kind of fish it will be. So let's see the second research. It's the way of taking pictures, and the researchers ask the same group people of the question is that they ask them to take pictures of people. So this on the left hand is American people's photo, and the right is the Japanese people's take the photo. So what's the difference? Japanese people say that, hey, this is not pictures about people. This is about the facial features. You know, there are whole people in the picture. But however, American people will say to Japanese people, hey, this is not people's picture, because you including the whole scenery or the environment of this picture. So let's take a look on why we'll call this difference. In high context culture, people will pay attention to the single things more, like the colorful fish in the aquarium's video. But low context culture, people will absorb the whole thing, like the environment and scenery. And then in the second research, you will see that high context culture people will focus on people like feature facial express of taking picture. But low context culture people will integrate people into the scenery. Okay, so you can see that it will be more individual in high context culture people's personality. However, in low context culture people, they will depend on group. So, because high context culture people will separate the object and environment, but people in low context culture will combine the whole thing and object into the same situation. So next page, I will play a video about the way of posting in high context culture. So let's see this video.
我觉得台湾人，尤其是女生，很喜欢那个图文不符，就是超级多。你在看 Instagram 的时候，有时候你先看到照片，然后再看到那个文，因为你在往下，然后你看，哇，她真的很美，她的身材很好，都穿比基尼嘛这样子。然后你在下面一点，我最近在思考生活的意义。所以我觉得我最近看到很多，因为美国人也会，其实美国西方人，对也会，然后有很多人留这句话 ，You look pretty, post your picture and go。意思是，其实你写这种文章，应该是因为你想要找一个借口来po你的照片，但是你根本长得美，你想要po就po，你不需要一个借口，就不需要不好意思。而且你都拍了那种照片，你还害羞什么？
所以你的眼神好像一直在看蔡小姐，是不是？ 有很硬吗？其实呢，因为我自己就是图文不符的代表，但是呢，这是有原因的，因为像 Instagram 嘛，它要放照片又要放文字，但我有时候，比如说我想到，比如说这一页静深深的，不然要拍什么，就只能我想要表达说这一页好安静。
那你拍照片是
就随便从自己照片来放，一定是图文不符的。
那你可以拍窗外的风景啊，
那自然就会很少。
所以我觉得我最近看到很多人，我很喜欢他们下面就放一个 emoji， 但你知道重点是我长得漂亮，啊，因为
或是用一个爱心就可以。
对一个爱心，然后你。
Okay, after seeing this video, and I will give you an example. Okay, this picture is an American singer, and she posted her recently photos on the Instagram. So as you can see at the corner, she used an emoji to express her mood or her costume about this emoji is like a fairy. They have wings. So her fans will say, oh, you are pretty, or you are cute, or oh, you really like a fairy, just like this, you know. But however, let's look at the next picture. Okay, this is a girl in Taiwan, and she's a streamer. So as you can see, she posts her photos, but the post content is 今天的早餐是鲔鱼蛋吐司. There are no any connections between the photos and the post. Why? Because she wants an excuse to make her fans to say, yeah, I ate the same breakfast today. Oh, no, your picture is cute, just like this. So let's take a look on the difference between high context culture and low context culture. So in high context culture, people will be using emojis to express today's mood or the photo they really want to be. However, in low context culture, like typing for mood, or just like I ate something this morning, or my mood today is like bad or something. And high context culture, people will emphasize on their photo because they will make their friends, their fans or families, or people or friends to focus on their photos only. However, low context culture people want to get more attention on their post or their photo. So they will be more directly want you to to give them some encourage. However, low context culture people will be more implicit. I want you to say something good for me, but I won't tell you. Okay. So after knowing this, do you have any questions? If not, allow me to give you a conclusion. In conclusion part, Yushen tell you the warming up about 3 kinds of conventions, and in charge of the vocabulary. And Yushen and Youhong give you a conversation about offset conversation helpers. And Youhong give us the preposition exercise. And then Yiqi in charge of the discussion questions about how to solve dangerous situation with SOP steps. And in activity 1, Yiqi tell you how to solve the problem during the conventions. And me, I'm in charge of the high and low context culture in the way of taking picture. Okay, and this is our inside story. We had this discussion on 2021, April 21st in this same classroom. And the members are Yushen, Youhong, and Yiqi. And let's see a video about 20 seconds. Okay, and this is our job assignment. Yuxuan in charge of the introduction part, warming up, vocabulary and conversation, and Youhong in charge of the preposition exercise and the conversation with Yuxuan, and Yiqi in charge of the discussion questions and activity 1 for you, and me in charge of the high-low context culture, conclusion, inside story, and this job assignment. And this is our references. The warming up, in warming up part, Yuxuan research the 3 types of conventions on the website, and in vocabulary part, Yuxuan researched all of the vocabularies on Cambridge Dictionary. And in high-low context culture, this is the references on the website article. And this is the picture resources that I use in the high and low context culture. And then the last one is my video we take in YouTube in spring 2020. My started Liang's group 2, 2020, May 7th. And let's have a break time. And after the break time, I will invite you to every group to give us the comments.